Hi, I'm Susie from Nail Career Education, and I want to show you how to do 3D acrylic flowers. I've got a few tricks and tips that can help us get these big, fat petals. Let's get started. So this is a lot of detail, so I need my glasses for sure. And one of the most important tools we need is acrylic 3D brush. Now you can do this with a big fat oval 8 or an oval 6 or an over 10 or over 12, but it's going to be a giant petal. See how tiny that is? That's what we need, really, really tiny. But when you're working with this tiny, it's also difficult because you've got to work with it very small. Less acrylic, less monomer, and less powder. Okay, let's get some monomer in our dish, liquid monomer. Just enough to cover the bottom. We don't need a lot of liquid here. Actually, I did this design in a glitter in a previous video, and I liked it so much I thought it'd be a really nice backdrop for some flowers. So I was just sort of messing around at the shop. And the reason why I'm having difficulty with these is the bead must be worked very, very dry. The wetter it is, there's no definition in your petal. And then placement of the petal is also really super important. So I've done the little ones in a video before, but these are just tiny, tiny little ones, and they're more of just a simple daisy petal or something. But this is more flattened out, and I seem to have better luck with doing that shape. One thing I did learn too is the first few petals when they go down, if you've top coated it, acrylic will stick to acrylic, and I've already top coated, or if it's gel, it's the same thing. It'll stick to it, but I notice it slides around when you do the first few petals. So if you know where you're gonna do your flowers, just give it a very light buffing of where you know those petals are going to land. So I'm suspecting my petals are going to be around here. This just helps me pat down those petals a little bit better. So I'm going to use a very pure white, not a see-through white. Make sure it's a really nice white. Make my brush nice and wet, but I'm going to take off quite a bit of excess. Now these beads are the smallest beads you will ever make. They'll be the driest beads you'll ever make. So I'm going to go into my powder. Now watch this guy. It is so tiny. That's a little bigger than normal, but that's a pretty good one. Then I go to my paper towel, and I'm going to rest it on my paper towel to get rid of the excess. And sometimes it's so dry, it'll just fall off my brush. That, believe it or not, is not a bad bead. You want to stick with that. So I'm going to place this here. And again, if you don't buff it, it might not stick very well. Then it's all in the angles of my brush. I'm going to put the point on the inside. So this is the inside of the petal here, and I'm going to fan it out. So I'm going to press down. So I keep drying my brush. I go to the paper towel and I keep drying that brush. And I'm going to fan this petal out. This is hard because usually when I'm doing myself, I'm like this, but I'm trying to keep it so you guys can see. So you just want to keep fanning it out. And it does work if it gets kind of a see-throughness. That's actually to your advantage. It makes it look better. Sometimes I'll even hit the edge a little bit to just pick the petal up and give it a bit of an edge. Just sort of define that. Oop, I went a little too far there. Okay. Now that doesn't look like much, but it is the first petal of a bunch. Okay, so I've got the one petal down. I'm going to go in some liquid. Very little, very, very little. It's amazing. And hit the side of the dish so you're draining some off of your brush so you don't have a lot of liquid. Go into your powder and get a little bitty ball. Now I'm going to go to my paper towel again and just release some of the liquid off of that tip. And then I'm going to place my bead on there again. And when I go away like that, I'm actually releasing some more liquid off of my brush. That bead's not going to go anywhere. If it's a really wet one, it'll just, if it's really dry, it'll fall off. But you might want to get it back again because you do want them on the dry side. Now take that tip and flatten it. It's a little too wet, so I'm going to release some more liquid. So you're basically, to exaggerate it, you're getting the tip in there and bending it backwards, almost like peeling back the leaf. It is so detailed. You know, over the years, every now and then I'll try these, and I always disappoint myself. Some people will look at it and go, oh no, that looks good, you're getting it. But I think they're just being nice. I just didn't feel it, you know? That looks good. But I keep revisiting it every now and then, think, okay, no, I'm gonna go at it again. Actually, I really like these petals. You can, I don't know if cameraman, you can pick these up, but can you see the bit of texture in there that the brush has created? You can see that?
It looks like the texture of a leaf, really.
Yeah. It looks like the veins that would be in a petal.
Oh, yeah, leaf. Petal, I guess that's their term.
I knew what you meant.
I don't know flowers that good.
No, that's actually really cute. Okay. You know why I think it's good? When I'm talking to you, I'm actually doing it slower and I'm thinking about it. I'm not hurrying, and it's actually turning out better. So that's another tip, is just take your time. These are killer, man. It took me forever to really wrap my head around it. So I'm revisiting them again. I was just playing in the shop and just thought, I'm going to try them again just for fun. And I was starting to really understand it a bit better. You know, for some people, they just get it a lot quicker, and I just couldn't seem to wrap my head around these ones. Okay, release. And then I'm going to place it as a third. Oh, see that? That went away. Oh, here he is. I don't know if you can see it, cameraman.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to get it.
Do you have fuzz on it?
Nope.
No? Oh.
The only thing in the house that doesn't have cat hair on it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put that there. Again, placement. I tended to place them too close together, too. I always screwed that up. And then I'm going to clean off my brush. I'm getting excited now. I got to slow down. And I'm going to, this might be a good angle. I'm going to take the tip of my brush, you see, and push it out. Push it out. Just kind of like really press. And make this a 3 petal, so I'm going to stretch it right over. See, this is where you usually screw it up, is the neck sponge. I really like those ones. I did good there. Maybe
Nice.
even better than this one. This is where I seem to mess it up. I get my foundation petals down, but when I start going into the inner petals, I make a mess of it. I don't know what I do wrong. Okay, I'm going in to get some more liquid. Hopefully I don't mess this part up. I'm gonna get another bead. Going to release. It fell off again. I'm going to grab it. I think I'll put it right here. I hope that's right placement. And I'm going to fan it out this way. I do know that you want to overlap the leaves. So that's why I placed it here, because I'm going to put this guy. It might be too big, but release liquid. Release the liquid. I'm trying to overlap. See these two flowers where they're meeting each other? That's where I'm trying to put this petal in there. Because I'm getting into the center of the flower, if you know how a flower is built, I think I'll leave that. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that. See that? See the texture?
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Isn't that pretty? So the deal is, if you don't have a dry bead, you know what? I'm going to show you what happens. Got my finger that I did the other day with this design. And I'm going to show you what happens if you do it too mushy. It's amazing because this is holding its texture, which is what I love. It's holding it. But if you have too much liquid in it, it'll soften and it just looks like a white blob. So that's what I'm going to show you. So I'm getting some liquid, getting me bead. I'm going to release. And I'm going to flatten, flatten, button. Okay, now we'll hold that there for a second. And when that dries, maybe it'll do what I want it to do. Okay, so I'll put that aside so we can just check that in a minute. Okay, so I'm really happy with those. Now, let's hope I don't mess this next part up. It's all about placement too. Getting some liquid. I'm gonna go into my powder. Oh, that's not too big. And I'm gonna release on the paper towel again. I hold it there for a few seconds. Oh, and it rolls off. And I'm going to cut it in half too. I think it's too big. Then I'm going to put that guy in there. And I'm going to overlap it between these two petals here. I'm trying to put a nice big petal in between that. I'm going to clean off my brush. And I'm going to go in and angle it. It's all about the angles. Keep releasing liquid out of your petal and your brush. Whenever you touch it, the liquid goes back into the brush. Go onto the paper towel and get rid of it. That, I think, I've been doing that more while I'm doing this with you, and I think that's to my advantage. I think that's making a drier petal. Look at the detail in that. Let's hope it stays and it doesn't just dry up. See that? Okay, so it's getting there. Now let's take a look at this one. It's dried up a bit. See how if I have too much liquid in it, there's no definition in that petal?
Oh, that makes a big difference.
It sure does, doesn't it? Look at the diff. So just that little bit of extra liquid mushes the whole thing. You can't see the definition of the petal. So it turns it into, from being just a white blob on there, to an actual petal. I learned a lot, even just doing this with you guys, just walking it through. I like that. Okay. Now, there's always a question. As an artist, you're always like, should I do more petals and should I do this? And you can overdo a design. So I'm a little afraid to do that at this point. So I think what I'm going to do is get my diamond in there. I'm just going to throw a diamond in the center. Just getting a little tiny bit of product. And I'm going to pick up a diamond here. Just going to throw this guy in there. Just in the center. There. Isn't that cute? Now there's one thing I do want to show you. This is getting a little jiggy with the petals. But you can go in and get your liquid. Go in and get a little tiny bead for your flower. And go into a color. Just do the tip of that. Lay it down. Clean your brush. Take that moisture right out of the tip of the brush. And then start to make that petal. Flatten it out. And I'm sure you can see what's happening here. It is like, you know, those cool flowers you can buy now that have different color tips of the petal. See that tip? See how that purple lines the tip of it? That's really cute. Okay, so I'm going to finish up this purple one. You know, I learned a lot even just doing that. I like it with the purple. It would look neat if it was on a solid color though, I have to say, like a black or white or a sky blue or yellow. It's endless. Okay, I'm going to do something a little different for the center. Make this quite a dry bead as well and very tiny. Very tiny. is just my little center bud. And you just take like a little bead. This is just directly of the purple, just only purple. And it's like a little circle. And you just kind of dig a little hole in the center of it. Oh, I'm so excited. I actually got so much better. So this is my first ones in the salon the other day. And this one I did for you. And this one is my purple edged one. And I actually really I think it's better than all of them. Subjective, of course. You can also do this as an inlay. And you can see, if you can see it sideways, see how thin that is? If you do that on a first layer of acrylic, very, very tiny, then do your flowers, you can inlay it, put your clear capping over top. Looks very cool. I gotta try that too. I'm really happy with this. It was so much fun. I can't believe I'm actually getting it. This is something I've been trying to do for quite some time, and I'm actually getting it.
I love it.
You love it.
And I'm not a big fan of flowers.
Yeah, you don't have to buy me flowers. I'll just make my own.
Hey, I love that. That's a great idea.
I'm really super loving this. Let's check out the reveals. I'm so excited. I see more acrylic flowers in my future. Thanks for joining me. I had so much fun. See you soon.